Greetings, everyone. This is Eric Hong, Executive Director of the Momiji Healthcare Society, speaking to you on December 23rd about the COVID-19 pandemic. 2020 has been a most unusual year. COVID-19 being the elephant in the room is impossible to ignore. Its devastating effect on people's health and indeed all aspects of life is making it difficult to celebrate the holiday season with the usual joyful activities. Nevertheless, this being 2 days away from Christmas Day, may I take the opportunity to wish all of you and your family happy holidays and a healthy new year as 2021 rolls around. Unfortunately, to date, the latest round of government-imposed restrictions on social activities has not had the hoped-for beneficial result. Provincially, the average daily number of newly diagnosed cases has risen from 84 a day in mid-August to over 2,000 a day by mid-December, and climbing. Within the City of Toronto, that number has increased from 20 per day in August to almost 700 a day in December. Even with the first vaccine to immunize people against the COVID virus becoming available, things are expected to get worse for some time yet before they will get better. It will take time for sufficient vaccine to become available to be given to enough people to slow infection spread. To curb the current wave of the COVID pandemic, the Government of Ontario has placed Toronto and a number of other regions into strict lockdown since a month ago. That drastic measure has now been imposed on all of Ontario and extended to late January 2021. It means that social gathering with people outside of your own immediate household is still prohibited, even during Christmas season. If you live alone, gathering together with one other household is allowed. Personal services like nail and hair salons will remain closed. Household services, including cleaning, will be allowed. There will be no in-store shopping for most retail businesses. This restriction is now extended to hardware stores like Canadian Tire, Home Depot, and others as well. For such businesses, only online shopping, ordering by phone, and curbside pickup of purchases are allowed. Grocery stores, convenience stores, pharmacies, and other essential businesses are, however, exempted and allowed to remain open. At Momiji, we have been urging tenants not to socialize with others except by telephone or other communication technology such as Zoom, Skype, FaceTime, and other video conferencing software. Provincial lockdown restrictions dictate that single-occupant households, such as most Momiji Seniors residence tenants, can socialize with only one other household, whether that be a family or friend. Different family members are asked not to visit Momiji tenants on a rotational basis. Doing so will increase the number of individuals entering into Momiji and thereby make worse the risk of infection being inadvertently brought onto these premises. Some of you might be planning to go out and spend Christmas among relatives in their homes. We would advise you against doing so. If you must do so, I ask you to speak with our support services staff about keeping yourself as safe as possible and what self-isolation measures we will ask you to comply with upon returning, so as to minimize the risk of the COVID virus being brought in from outside among your fellow tenants. Around the holidays, it is common practice for food treats to be gifted and exchanged. However, for infection prevention consideration, we are asking that only commercially produced and individually prepackaged treats instead of homemade goods are gifted and shared. We do realize that these impositions will dampen the celebratory holiday spirit for any and all. Unfortunately, until such time as when the currently heightened community spread of the COVID virus is brought under control, we are required by law to comply with government-imposed restrictions, and the safety of tenants, staff, and visitors have to take priority over seasonal niceties. We therefore ask that our tenants stay in their apartments as much as possible. If you do come out to exercise and walk about, please do so by yourself and not in company of others. Please do not go out into the community if you don't absolutely have to. If you do, wear a mask or other house covering when you're outside of your apartment. Please practice frequent hand washing. Please maintain a distance of 2 meters or 6 feet between each other when you are in the vicinity of other people. Please ask your family to minimize the frequency of their visits to Momiji and keep the numbers of visitors to an absolute minimum, preferably 1, if they do visit. Please avoid in-person socializing with friends and neighbors and use the telephone or video conferencing via computer whenever possible. Please comply with daily health and wellness check-in by our staff, who will call each apartment by phone each day to see how you are doing. Wherever possible, Momiji staff will try to come up with adapted activities and ways to bring holiday cheers to everyone. We will do what we can to help provide our clients with relief wherever, whenever possible. If you find yourself needing assistance or advice about what might be safe activities to do and what might possibly have to be avoided, please do not hesitate to speak with staff at Momiji. For the sake of your own health and well-being, as well as the safety of others, we ask everyone to cooperate with us. Again, I wish you all a safe and happy holiday season. Thank you.